Hey, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Stationeers. And you might notice we're in a new world because that last one, well, I had big issues with it and ended up being forced to make a new one because we died. And then it was kind of weird. So in this world, I'm basically the same distance we have. However, I've added a little more electricity. I did figure out more about the thingamajobby over there for regulating power. What is it? The PDU? What are you called? Hello? The APC. Um, but I also put my solar panel up top. Now this is kind of based off of, I can't remember his name. I forgot to grab it before I came in. But he has like 5 videos or three or 5 videos on his channel of Stationeers, but he really seems to know quite a bit about at least the environment and the solar panel thingy. So what we had to do, and what I've done, is I've actually found more stuff this time around as far as copper goes and stuff. And we have our printer, but some things we needed to make for the solar thing that we're going to be making, our solar logic, is we needed logic switch. So we need this logic processor. We needed 2 of those. We needed 4 logic memory, and then we needed 4 of these logic IOs. And I've already got everything laid out and placed right over here. So if you look up this way, you can kind of see everything laid out the way it needs to be. I also placed my little beacon guy up there. I think that's the power. No, that's not a powered beacon, but I want to put a powered beacon up there. So let's hit J real quick. I'm getting a tiny bit better at this stuff, but not a lot. I play too many other games. So as you can see here, we have stupid roller skating. It's like we're swimming, or not swimming, but ice skating. Whoop. Okay, hit J again. Okay, so I built this little platform to walk on, but here we have our logic chips, and then here are our, or did I get that backwards? The ones that we talked about. I can't remember what we talked about. So what we need to do is place them in this way, and then also have your wiring basically like you see here. So I'm going to kind of back out. I can't hold shift and not fall off, can I? This isn't Minecraft. But I'm going to go over it really slow. All the little lights are in the bottom left corner on anything that has a light. And then the memories, they really don't matter. But what these have, for those of you who don't know, is they have these little things on them that are for little screwdrivers, and you can set them to different things. Now, one thing to kind of know is this is just like real programming. Really, a memory location can't hold much data at all. It can hold a single type thing, and this is kind of acting like if I had 4 bytes of memory or something like that, one byte each. So these can hold values, and we assign those values using a logic writer. We can assign values, or we can assign the values by turning the little screws. If we turn the bottom screw, it increments by 1. That's decrement. That's why it has a plus and minus. This will increase it by 100 and decrease by 100. So you can add values in there. Now, one thing we have to do in this is we have to stick the value of 2/3, which if you do 2 divided by 3, you get like 0.666666666 forever. Now you can't do decimals, so what we're going to have to do is use some of our math here and assign it using the writer to here. So that's what we're going to do first, is because what we need to do is we need to convert this 360-degree thing, our arc that the sun can go in. It's 360 degrees. We need to convert it to what the solar panel can do. So if we go from this angle to this angle, that's 180 degrees. Well, this can only go from 0 to 100, not 180. So we have to do some math, and if you do the math, you'll find that 180 degrees, if we said that was 100%, then that means 90 would be 50%, 45 would be 25%, so on and so forth. But what we need to do is make it so we can convert that angle, which is what am I thinking? We need to convert that down into what the solar panel can detect as an angle. So that's our first stage, is we need to get this guy to have the value of 2/3 in it, which would be 0.6666. So the way we do that is, first, it's always really good, I found, to label these. Now I did this in a creative world just to see if it even worked, and it did. So we're gonna pretend like I'm a genius and I know exactly what I'm doing. I didn't have as much luck on this world because, as you can see, I have 88% on my tape. I've had to tape my suit up twice because I've fallen down holes because it was dark or something. So first thing we're gonna need is our labeler, and we're gonna want to label these things because when we're adjusting these, it's going to talk about certain, like right now, this would just say logic memory. So if I went through this guy down here for input, it would just say logic memory, logic memory, logic memory, and I don't know which one it is. So let's go ahead, grab our thing out, and we're gonna call this right here. How do I do it? Right click. Hello? Oh, I got to turn on my labeler, and then do that. So logic memory here is going to be, let's just call it RAM because it's random access memory, and I already have caps lock on. So do RAM, and we're gonna do 2. If I do the slash, it always pulls up the console, so I'm just gonna do 2-3, or maybe I could do backslash. Will that work? It's backwards, but it works. So this is gonna be our RAM 2-3. This one will hold our value of 2, so we're gonna call him RAM temp 2 because we're going to get rid of that later. Confirm that, and this is going to hold our value of 3. So we're going to do RAM temp 3, and then we're also going to be using confirm. We're also going to be using this guy, so we're going to call this our, let's call it our temp math 2-223 or whatever, just so we remember what everything is. So we're going to call this math temp, math temp 2-3. And then this is the guy that's going to be accessing all these other things, so it really doesn't matter on him. So now that we have that, what we need to do is go to our belt and grab our screwdriver, hit E and F. And what we need to do is this guy we're leaving where he is. This guy, because he is, or temp to temp. Oops, I renamed you wrong. You guys didn't even tell me. Shame on you. So this is RAM temp 3, because this is going to hold our value 3. So now that we've done that, what we need to do is go ahead and increase this 1, 2, 3, so you can see the 3 there, and this one's going to have the 2. And this guy we don't need to set. So now what we need to do is set our input number 1 down here. Our input number 1 will be temp 2. So as you can see, that's RAM 2/3, logic writer, logic reader, RAM temp 2. This one up here will be RAM temp 3, RAM temp 2. If I right click, does it go backwards? No. I usually just have to go through everything. Where is it? RAM temp 3. And then we're outputting to this guy, which is our logic writer. There's only one logic writer in the whole thing, so that's an okay name, I guess. So we'll go ahead and we're going to output to, is this right? Oh, no. This isn't output. This is what we're going to do. So you can see it says add, subtract, multiply, divide, right? And then down here is where we're setting our different thing. So we're going to go ahead and set our guy down here. Our input is going to be temp math, right? Because we want it to do that math. So what this is going to do is it's going to go to that RAM. It's going to grab 3. It's going to do that one. And then it's going to divide it and store that answer inside of it. This guy, when we tell this to do that, it's going to go grab whatever the answer is inside that, which should be 0.6666 forever and ever. And we want it to set, so as you can see it says it's setting, but we're not pointing anywhere, and we need to point it to this guy, which is RAM 2/3. So we do this till it says RAM 2/3. Now if we turn this on, now as you can see right now, the state of this is 0. If we turn this on, now, is that right? Oh, it's not doing anything yet, so we need it set. Now turn it on, right? Setting RAM 2/3 from math temp. It says state 0. I don't know if that's telling you the value that's in it. I don't know. Can we pretend that worked? State 0. RAM 2/3. Oh, we didn't turn this guy on. That's why. So we turn this guy back off. We need to turn this on to do its math. So right now this is doing the math. As you can see right there, it says 0.66666667. Now if we come here and we do this, boop, now we can see 0.666667. So that is the value stored in there. And now we no longer need this guy to be the logic writer. We can actually swap it out for something else. So if we go here and put back our tool, I only pretend like I know what I'm doing. Really, I don't. And then go E here. So this, oh, not that E. I meant this. And then F. Nope, that's the wrong tool. I never remember what takes things off. I think it's the drill. Let's see if it's the drill. F, yes. So we want to deconstruct that guy. Let's go and put this guy back. We're going to grab that guy again. Grab it. And this time when we place it, right now you can see it says logic reader, and you can also see, I think that's the little light right there. So we want to rotate it because we do not want the light on that side. So we need to rotate so the light is in the bottom corner. So now you can kind of see the ghost of that and that right there. So right now it's a logic reader. We don't want that, so roll up. What we want is this, the batch writer. So as you can see, there's 3 options. There's reader, writer, and the batch writer. And we want batch writer because this is going to write to devices, right? So let's go and place that. And now we're just going to leave it for a little while. We don't need it at the moment. So now that we have this guy with the value we need, we also don't need this guy to be what he is anymore. We can actually set him as what he needs to be. Boy, this episode might go a little long, but that's okay. We're having fun, right? I hope. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to go rename everything the way we want them really quick. So I'm going to hit E. That way I won't need my labeler anymore. So we're going to leave that guy the, let's just call him, we're going to want to set him to read the soul. Well, yeah, let's call him reader, SOL, solar angle or something. And let's go ahead and set, well, we're not going to set anything right now. This guy is going to be, I think we want to call him, he's going to now multiply our value. So we're going to set him to multi, M-U-L, multi, and then we'll do the 2\3, because he's our math. I wonder, should I put math in front of it? Yeah. Let's do math multi 2/3. This guy is going to be called math sub 10, because we're going to subtract math sub 10, because that's for subbing 10. Then these guys right here are actually min-max units. So those we set to math units, these we set to min-max units. These are all the same, I believe. Yeah, these 3 come from the same type of thing. So they're the, I can't remember the logic processors that we built downstairs that I was pointing out. So that's math sub 10. So this one is going to be when the angle is greater than 0. So let's just call him math because it's doing some kind of math, and do GREAT greater than 0. And this is because this, like we said, this guy goes from 0 all the way up to, I think I did that backwards, but it doesn't matter because it knows what it's doing. So this will be less than 100. So the percentage on that is 0 to 100. So we're going to go ahead and name this guy math, and we don't need that, so we can say less than 100 and confirm. So this guy, because we need to have values, we need to let this know it's 0. We need to set our RAM to have those values. So this is math less 100. So we're going to call this RAM 100. Oh, whoops. We're going to call this RAM 100. And then this guy will be RAM 0. Like so. Oh, dang it. That phone hasn't worked for a while. Why is it ringing now? And then RAM temp 3 is going to hold our value 10 because here we're subtracting 10. So we need to have that number somewhere. And we're going to say RAM 10. And then we get to leave that guy as is. He's fine just being RAM 2/3. Okay, so now what we need to do is start setting these things up. We have all their names, so we should be able to put away our labeler. So let's go ahead and put you away. And then let's go ahead and get our screwdriver back out. And where's you? F. So what we need to do, this is the, is this the input? Yeah, I think this is the input. Yeah, see it says in and the VT, I can't read that. So we want to set this bottom one to the daylight sensor, which I think I already set when I was just checking it. So this one's set to the daylight sensor. Now if we just kind of scoot over on the edge here, the daylight sensor is right there. And as you can see right now, it doesn't see the sun because there's no angle on the sun because it doesn't see it. The sun's somewhere down below us. When it sees it, the sun, I think it actually rises over there, but it doesn't seem to matter whether this is on this side or that side. But that's what we want to do. We want to take the information from the daylight sensor, and we are going to, do I have my screwdriver? Yes. We want to set the angle here to be the solar angle. So this is going to take the daylight and it's going to basically do some stuff and do solar angle out of it. Right? We'll turn that one on. Why not? So our next one is going to be where we need to do some of our math. So we're going to take this guy down at the bottom. We're going to make this be the reading of the solar angle. So this is going to point to the reader solar angle. And this guy right here is, remember this guy's multi, so we need to multiply. And we want this to be mem 2/3, right? Right now it's RAM 10, so we need RAM 2/3. Now, so this is telling us the solar angle right now is 46. If we turn this guy on, this guy should be, well now it's 47. This guy should be 10 less than whatever that is, right? So 32 plus 10, 49. Well, you can't get it quick enough, right? Because this is, or no, this is 2/3. This isn't sub 10. Sorry. So 2/3 of that is 35. There we go. All right, so now that guy is all set up. So now what we need to do is come over to our next guy. And let's just set these guys right. So this is RAM 10, so we need to increase him to 10. This is RAM 0, so we need to decrease him to 0. And remember how I said that we don't want to click this 100 times. We can click this big one and it increases it to 100. So that's exactly what we need for all the RAM. So let's go ahead, and now this guy is going to subtract 10. So our input here, am I on the right one? Yes. So our input is going to be our multiply this guy, which is, this guy, I mean, the math multi 2/3. So we're going to set that as the input here. Math multi 2/3. We're subtracting 10. Now this is the part of the instructions I actually didn't understand, is why we're doing the sub 10. I kind of understand the angle, you know, the 2/3 is what we need to get that, because you know you have 180 and that can be split into 3 even sets of 60 basically, and that gives us our, we want 2/3 of that to give us the 100, or maybe that's what it is, 100. I don't know. Anyway, I understand it on paper. I don't know how to explain it. So here we have, we're taking the math 2/3. We're going to go ahead and subtract, and we want to subtract from our RAM 10. So we're going to do that and go to RAM 100, RAM 10, right? And boom. So now if we do this, we have 58. This should be 48. So perfect. And that's grabbing from there. The next one we want to do now is our greater than, less than stuff. So we want to say, if this value from math sub 10, right? So go to math sub 10. Math sub 10. What we want to do is check if it's greater than what's in our memory 0 or RAM 0, right? And go ahead and turn that on. And there you can see that 55 is greater than, so we're good. And then here we're doing basically the same thing, except now we're checking from the greater than 0. We want to say, is this one from greater than 0? Oh, I think I just passed it. Can I reverse this? Can I hold shift and reverse? Oh, no, I don't think so. All right, so we want math, what was it called? Math greater 0. And this time we're checking if it's less than, and then we want to check from RAM 100. And there we go. Turn that on. So we've got green lights all around. If we go look at our solar panel, hopefully it should be actually moving, although we don't have a sun right now. So if the sun comes up, there might be one other step we need to do. We have green, oh, whoops, we have to write to the solar panel. Derp. We have to actually tell, we're going to output to the solar panel. So logic reader, logic math, daylight sensor, solar panel. And we're going to change its vertical angle. And we're getting it from math less than 100. And RAM 100, math less than 100. Turn that on, green light, we're good. And now you'll see the solar panel is turning. So it should be angling itself. And as soon as the sun comes up, we'll be able to verify it worked. And maybe it didn't, because I'm doing this while I'm talking, so it gets kind of hard. I think the sun comes up there, so I might even have to rotate the solar panel. I'm not 100% sure. We'll wait. We need to wait for the sun. Oh, sun! So, while we wait for the sun, can we actually check the sun's angle? Oh, I need to turn off the jetpack. Okay, so there's that guy. No angle yet. And maybe there's some stuff I have to do. Who knows? I can't remember. Did the sun rise on that side or that side? And the solar panel visibility 0.
Power low.
Oh, power's low. Let's go swap out our battery. This guy should be good. Yep. So go ahead and do that. And switch hands. Do that and that and that. And there we go. Okay, so now we got full power. We just need the sun to come up. So the next thing we're going to want to build, once the sun comes up and we verify that this guy's actually working right, this is a set and forget system if I did it right. If not, I'm gonna have to come back at some point and explain to you guys what went wrong. But I guess we'll find out. My only suspicion maybe is that this is actually needs to be rotated that way, because that is something that can happen. We still don't have a solar angle, so I guess my battery's dying too quick. Charge medium. It's because we have on our flashlight. Oh, and also, look, I locked my mask. So I don't open it on accident and suffocate. Um, Come on, son. Where are you? So one thing I wanted to mention is it's now official. YouTube has now stopped me from being monetized, which isn't that big of a deal because I wasn't really, raking in this, the dough or anything like that. There's our little block. I think that means the sun rises on this side. So I think let's go back to Jetpack real quick. All right, go up here, hit J again. Jetpack's off. So as you can see, our angle, I think we're all the way down, aren't we? Oh, there's the sun, and it's facing the wrong way. So let's go ahead. We need to rotate this guy real quick. So hit 4, I mean. Go to that one and hit F. And we want to rotate 80, 70, 60, 50, 40. We want to rotate it 90 degrees. Perfect. And you'll see that we should be generating really close to 500 watts pretty much constantly. And if you look really close, you might even notice this guy's actually moving. I don't know, like if you put it right there or something. Or maybe the sun's not up high enough. It has to reach a certain level before it starts. But as you can see, yeah, 480 watts, 490, 92, 93, 95, 97. So this is generating really well. And it should track the sun throughout the day and then reset for the next day. So that's really good. Does this tell you? Yeah, see, so the angle, as you can see, is very slowly changing. So it's 96. So it's just barely budging. So that looks like it's all working. So hopefully you guys understood this stuff. Some of it, like I said, I'm not 100% sure I clearly understand the sub 10 part. All the rest of it I actually understand pretty good. So if you need further explanation, I can do my best. We can actually turn off our headlamp too. Lights off as the sun is up. And now our next thing we want to do, and we'll probably do it in the next episode, is we want to start getting a furnace, and we also want to get a kit battery, which can we actually make a kit battery? I don't know. We're at 30 minutes, so I don't know if that's what we want to do. Let's just check real quick. Battery. So there's kit battery. What do we need for the kit battery? We need steel, so we can't even make that until we get the furnace. So is this where we make the furnace? I wonder if we can make the furnace. Furnace. Power, remote control, gas, door, airlock. Logic, tablet. I'm not seeing the furnace here, so it must be in this guy. But that's what we're going to do in our next episode, is create a furnace. This guy should actually be able to charge completely throughout the day. It'll always charge completely. So we should be good there. And we'll be able to start using our other items if we need to. I don't think anything's in here, is there? Nope, nothing's in there. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you're okay with me at least getting us to about where we were before. Just so you know, those logic things, they're not very... There's the logic processor. If we turn this guy on, it's only 2 grams of gold and 2 grams of copper. That's the logic. That's the one we needed 4... Yeah, that's the one we needed 4 of. Memory we needed 4 of. That's 1 gold, 1 copper. And then the logic IO, no, that's the one we need No, that's the one we need two of. That's the writer and reader thing, I think. And that's 1 and 1. So really easy to make those things. And then just your copper wire is everything else. And look at that. It's already fully, well, it's almost fully charged. But I think we're doing a lot better this time around. When I get to doing the atmospherics, I might try and follow that guy's thing, but holy cow, the atmospherics part is beyond complicated. You think that was complicated? The atmospherics is beyond complicated. We are at 30 minutes.
Caution.
What? Hunger? What? Since when? That's a new thing. I've never had hunger before. How on earth do we eat? Oh boy. Organic supplies. And we got eggs. So, and also it seems like they did some more updates where now when you start out, your eggs are in an egg carton. There's a bar. Can I just eat it? This isn't good. We might die just out of this. Let's see if we can eat it. Okay, good. And it doesn't eat the whole thing. So we do have a little while. I was like 3 bars. That's never going to last us. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this stuff back. So that's where we stand. Like I said, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other channels. All the information is in the video description. And that's it. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.